Very good morning to all of you. In this class, I am going to start with another important topic of chapter population and organisms and population. In this chapter, we are going to discuss about the population growth, or in this topic, we will discuss about natality, mortality, immigration, immigration. What is immigration or immigration? Then we will discuss about the population growth model. Like what is exponential growth model or what is logistic growth model. So students, let us move to the today's topic or we will discuss about according to the NCERT. The size of a population for any species is not a static parameter. It keeps changing with time. We know the natural disaster actually occurring during the lifetime. We will see earthquake, droughts, flood, for example. So that natural disaster actually reduce the number of population or come for balancing of living organism too, because Earth wants to maintain the population density on it. So that's why the size of population for any species is not a static parameter. It keeps changing with time because of the natural disaster. Every time we know about dinosaurs or we know about every species, the number of species are not particular species are not constant with time. It may increase with time or may decrease with time. It depends upon the number of species, global warming, timing, natural disaster which overcome the weight of population on Earth also. Now, predation, pressure and adverse weather. So it is already given here. The predation pressure also reduce or weather, the earth weather, atmosphere, climate, all this together also reduce the number of, may increase or reduce the number of population. In fact, it is these changes in population density that give us some idea of what is happening to the population, whether it is flourishing or declining. So, whatever the environment is, there may flourish or decline the particular species or particular population density. Whatever might be the ultimate reason, the density of population in a given habitat during a given period fluctuates due to change in 4 basic processes. What are the 4 basic processes? How the population density fluctuate by all these 4 basic processes? These are the natality, mortality, immigration, immigration. So these actually immigration and immigration. Now, through the natality and immigration always contribute in the increase in population. These two factors, natality and immigration, always increase the population density. And mortality or immigration always decrease the population density. How it happen on the Earth? Now, let us move to the natality. What is natality? Natality refers to the number of births during a given time period in the population that are added to the initial density. That is added to the initial density. That is, initial density was 20 lotus in a pond. Now, number of births during a given time period, but that is 8 lotus birth in a year. Year is a given time period, are added to the initial density. So this 8 added to initial density, that is 28 population density is a lotus population. Number of 28 individuals present in a lotus population. Now, what is mortality? It is also the number of death in a population during a given time, in the population during a given time period, that is What is the number of death? That is number of death in a week is 4. So what the mortality of the given population is 4 is the number of deaths. That is here is given. The number of deaths in the population during a given period. It is the number of births during a given period in the population that are added to the initial density. Here is added, but here is given. But in mortality, it is given that number of deaths in the population during a given period only. Immigration is the number of individual of the same species that have come into the habitat from elsewhere or from the other geographical area during the time period under consideration. That is number of individuals. Here is given geographical area. Here is 400, for example, 400 humans. 4 from the other geographical area introduced in the particular geographical area of same species. Both the human species are Homo sapiens. That means if we talk about the birds, for example, bird is Siberian crane. There are 100 Siberian crane present in a wetland. 4 introduced from the other country or other wetland of a different country. So that is the immigration. They come from elsewhere or other geographical area of the other country but belong to the same species. That is the number of the individual of the same species. So how many come from the different species? Different geographical area or different elsewhere, for example. So 4 species introduced in a particular geographical area. So for immigration, what is immigration? Now let's come to the next. Immigration. Immigration is a number of individuals which translocate or just gone elsewhere from a given population. So what is immigration? Is the number of individuals of a population who left the habitat and gone elsewhere during the time period under consideration. So it is considered. So now revise what we have discussed. Population density is not constant. It may change according to the time or according to the weather or what will be the climate is in the present time. So it may be decline or it may increase or expand. So there are four basic processes through which a population increase or decrease. Natality or immigration always increase the population density, whereas mortality and immigration always decrease the population density. Now let us calculate what is natality. Natality refers to the number of births during a given time period in a population that are added to a particular population density or initial density. Mortality is the number of death of a given population in a given period is known as mortality. Immigration is number of individuals of the same species come from elsewhere to present population that is under consideration, that is the immigration. Now immigration is the number of individuals that left that population or gone elsewhere in a given time period under consideration. It is a immigration. Now let us move to the equation or with this diagram also. Or here immigration is represented by I, natality is represented by B, mortality is represented by D, or immigration is E, denoted by E, represented by E. Now natality always increase population, that's why it is represented as by positive, or immigration always increase the population density, so that's why again this shows the positive plus add the number of individual in a given population or initial population density. Mortality, decrease population density. So if any mortality caused in a population, in a given population, so always the population decrease from the initial. Now immigration, again because of the individual migrate from a given population, so it is also represented by the negative. So what increase population, if we calculate the population density, and so it is always n plus b minus e plus d. So already the question is given. What is the question? D plus I minus d plus e. That is it. How can we calculate the population density in a given time period? That is equal to, the population density is equal to the number, initial population density plus b plus I minus d plus e. That is the number of population that is increased by birth and immigration, and minus the number of how many individuals decrease from the population, it is evaluated by number of death plus number of immigration. Now you can see from the above equation that the population density will increase with the number of births plus the number of immigrants. B plus I is more than the number of death plus the number of immigration. So always the population will increase if this value increase is more than this value. If B plus I is more than the D plus E, so always the population density will increase. If this value is more than, that means death and the immigration is increased, so always the population density decrease. Under normal condition, births and death are the most important factor influencing population density. The other two factors assuming importance only under special condition. For example, special condition, that is if in a Siberia during winter time, during winter time the negative temperature appear during the winter time, so the birds of Siberia are not capable of living in such harsh conditions, so they migrate from the particular area to the India or those countries which shows their temperature is quite much better than the Siberia, so they migrate to that place. So in India, actually the special condition appear. Indian population of Siberia bird shows the positivity because the immigration, but for the Siberia it is negative because more birds migrate from the Siberia for passing the special condition. Now the other two factors assuming importance only under special condition for instance, if a new habitat is just being colonized, immigration may contribute more significantly to population growth than the birth rate. So if new habitat is just being colonized, so immigration contribute because from the new, for example, during winter season, the Siberian birds population which are shown in the India or the Rajasthan, Bharatpur wetland, for example, Siberian crane show generally appear in the Bharatpur wetland. So that new habitat colonized by the Immigration, that is for the Bharatpur. Because naturally they are not living in Siberian birds, naturally they are not living in the India, so they cannot reproduce by birth. Their number cannot increase. The number of the Siberian crane increase in Bharatpur by the immigration, not by the birth rate. So the growth, let us move to the growth model on the basis of the condition, on the basis of the climatic condition, number of resources, abiotic factor and biotic factor. The two type of growth model appear or shown by a population density, that is logistic or exponential growth model. Now, does the growth of a population with time show any specific and predictable pattern? We have been concerned about unbridled human population growth and problem created within our country, and it is therefore natural for us to be curious if different animal population in a nature behave the same way or show some restraint on growth. Perhaps we can learn a lesson or two from nature and on how to control population growth. So on the basis of these two conditions, for example, if any natural disaster came in our country, so our population density decrease because of that particular natural disaster. If resources are less, so then our population compete for the same resources, compete the member of that population for the same resources. Or if more than resources are more, so that they can share the same resources in a population. So on the basis of these two type of graph, resource, food and space, first is exponential growth. So ability is obviously essential for the unimpeded growth of the population. So what are the resources? Food and space. Generally for the survival of living organism, they need food or they also need space or habitat. Actually the space refers to the habitat. Now ideally when resources in a habitat are unlimited, each species has the ability to realize fully its innate potential to grow in number, as Darwin observed while developing this theory of natural selection. So, according to the Darwin theory of natural selection, only those organisms capable in surviving restricted or the very harsh condition, those are adopted, and actually nature select those organisms. Those are strong, not the weak organisms selected by our nature. So our nature, that is a natural selection. Those organisms can survive, those are strong, not whom are strong only, for example, not the all organisms can survive in extreme harsh condition or in limited resources too. So then the population growth is an exponential or geometric fashion. If a population of size n, the birth rate is a total number of birth per capita, that is per capita, are presented as B, and death rate again per capita, that is represented as D. Then the increase or decrease in n of population density at unit time period T, dn by dt will be, that is dn by dt is equal to B minus D into n is the initial population. Now R is equal to B minus D, then dn by dt in a given time period is equal to Rn, that is B minus D. So if the number of resources are unlimited and the number of and they have space, normal habitat, climates are very comfortable for living organism. Climatic condition is comfortable for living organism also. So at that condition, or they have normal habitat, or there are unlimited resources, food is available. So at that time the organism will grow or reproduce with their full innate property, with their full innate potential. So that type of growth is known as exponential growth, or that can be represented by d and by dt in a given time period r into n. That is normal death or normal death rate minus number of birth. The R in this equation is called the intrinsic rate of natural increase, and is a very important parameter chosen for assessing impact of any abiotic or biotic factor on growth model. To give you some idea about the magnitude of R value for the Norway rat, the R is 0.015, and for the floor beetle is 0.12. In 1981, the R value for human population in India was 0.0205. Now, how can we calculate? For calculating it, you need to know the birth rate and death rate of the population. That is B minus D. Actually, B minus D already is given, then into N, that initial population. So we can calculate the Dn by dt, that is population density in 18 population density of India in 1981. Now the graph is represented by J-shape. Sigmoid is for logistic growth. Now J-shaped graph shown, because during a time period population density increased with their innate potential. So what exponential growth equation as dt is equal to n naught ERT, where n is equal to population density after time period initial population at time 0, R is equal to intrinsic rate of natural increase, E is equal to the base of natural logarithm. That is already given. So we can also define or calculate these graphs of population density. Any species growing exponentially under unlimited resources condition can reach enormous population density in a short time. Darwin showed how even a slow growing animal like elephant could reach enormous numbers in absence of checks. The following is an anecdote popularly narrated to demonstrate dramatically how fast a huge population could build up when growing exponentially. So it is given now. So student, here is overall about the exponential growth. Because time is limited, we will discuss in next class other points of the exponential growth. I hope you like this videos. Student, here is overall about the exponential growth. Why exponential growth done, or what is the Darwin? Actually, Darwin saying about the natural selection or logistic growth, in which the nature select the living organism or check the growth of living organism for that is happened by or after limiting the resources of the nature. So naturally the exponential growth is totally hypothetical. No such condition is available on earth which shows the exponential type of growth where the unlimited resources are available for a living organism, or they can reproduce without any checks or increase their numbers. So it is totally hypothetical. Actually on earth only the logistic growth is present. So student, in next class we will discuss about the next topic. I hope you like this video student, and thank you for listening and watching.